Hi guys, it's Ellie here from stretchstronger.co.uk, and our e-newsletter this week is going to go over a problem that I've had a lot of requests for, which is problems with the sitting trot. Generally, if you're doing your sitting trot and you're finding you're having two main problems, which is a bounce or a tense back and it feels uncomfortable to sit to the trot, or B, you start holding your breath, there's generally only two real main problems that are causing this. The first one is that your horse isn't ready for sit trot and it needs to develop more over its back, which means more conditioning work, maybe some long and low, and some work with your trainer. Or it's the fact that your posture isn't correct, and most of the time it is the posture that causes the issues with sit trot. Okay, so I'm going to show you a great exercise for you to do at home, which is going to help with this and give you a bit of insight into what's going on to make this happen, because this is a source of frustration, and a lot of the time people just want to get it and they try over and over again to get a nice relaxed sit trot, and it just doesn't happen. And you can get yelled at as much as you want by your instructor. If you have body issues and postural issues, no amount of trying to change it is going to make a long-term effect. You have to address the problem. So the main thing that you're going to have is hip flexor issues. If you have a desk job, or you are in, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see where these muscles. If you have a desk job or you do a lot of sitting, these muscles here, the hip flexors, are going to end up tightening up, okay? So it has this effect. As soon as these muscles tighten, your pelvis tips forward and down, you get a big round in your back, and everything gets tight here, and what happens to your upper body? It tips forwards, okay? So, tight hip flexors, pull the body forward and tighten the back. If you're in this position in the saddle, guess what's going to happen? Your horse is going to go faster and you're going to lock up in the back, okay? So from here, this is not going to create a comfortable sit trot for you. It's going to hurt your lower back, it's going to hurt here, and it's also going to make you feel particularly frustrated because your horse is going to be buzzing off all the time. So to stretch these hip flexors, just here, we need to try and exercise very simply and effectively. Just make sure that you're warmed up when you do this. So try and go for a walk or a run, or just do some little stretching exercises first, and then come down onto the mat and I'll show you a hip flexor release exercise. To do this, we're going to come down onto the mat, okay, and you can either come onto a block on your head, or just pop your head straight on the floor. Okay, just for the purposes of this, I'm going to keep my head up just so that I can show you what I'm doing. Don't try and keep it up here. I would rest it yourself. You can use it on a roller or anything that's suitable. So you're going to lift up a leg, okay? And from here, we're going to oppose the forces. We're going to use resistance to release this muscle. So what you're going to need to do is pull the knee in towards your chest at the same time as pushing gently into your knee with your hands so that you resist the force. So your knee is going to pull in and you're going to slow it down with the hand, okay? And this is going to start to work and warm up your hip flexor muscle. You may feel some pinching in the very top. This is completely normal. It's not wrong. It's going to burn and ache a little bit, and we need this to make sure that the hip flexor is warm before we stretch it. So from here, make sure your bottom is flat on the floor. Keep squeezing the knee in towards your chest. And at the same time, you're going to basketball push, like you're shooting a hoop with your hands away. So you're going to pull the knee into your chest, but push your hands away at the same time so that you start to stretch the hip flexor. Keep pushing the knee into your chest, into your hands, and walk your hands down your thigh and squeeze away with them. So the knee pulls in and your hands push out. Once you come to straight arms, walk them down, knee pulls in, arms push out, and you try and go as low as you possibly can so you feel a big stretch at the very top of your leg. Don't just try and let the leg go down. You need to always be trying to push it in as your hands push away, so you're resisting the forces. You want to do this 4 times on each leg, okay, so that you feel the burn starting to get bigger and bigger each time you stretch. You won't have felt this kind of feeling before when you stretch if you do normal traditional stretches. This is going to feel like you've been working it out. It's going to ache, maybe get a bit hot and burn. Okay, so you're not going to want to do too many. 4 is enough each leg. So 5 in and 4 out. Once you've done this, Once you stand up, you're going to feel the difference between your hip flexors. They're going to feel looser, and what this is also going to do is shift your pelvis back. Okay, so the neutral position is here. When you've got a tight hip flexors, it's going to do this. Once you loosen them up, they're going to sit here. And once you have a nice flat back and a tight stomach, an engaged core, you can sit much more easily to the trot, which is going to help your position and help your horse. Hope this has helped you. Any questions? Ellie@stretchstronger.co.uk. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.